We've done all the preparation, all the planning, and we've worked really, really hard. Well, you know, okay, some people didn't work as hard as others. That's because they don't care as much as I do. And anyway, we've done all we can do, but, you know, okay, not because everything is perfect or anything, just that we pretty much ran out of time. So please welcome the star of the Red Green Show, Mr. Red Green.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Harold, and welcome to the show. Yeah, we had a heck of a lot of fun this week up at the lodge, but, oh, hey, before I get to the fun aspect, Harold, come on over here a minute. Harold is producer and director of the show, and he has this fancy little gizmo that allows him to do all kinds of special effects that you'll be subjected to throughout the half hour.
Yeah, neat, weird stuff like this. So that way I can get from a boring segment into a real interesting one. For example, I can do that.
You wouldn't even needed that gizmo up here yesterday, Harold. We got into a canoe jousting contest. This is where you tie your laundry to the end of a canoe paddle, and then you use that and try to knock the other guy, you know, out of his canoe.
Well, that sounds neat.
Yeah.
You got footage of that? Can I see footage of that? If you got footage of that, I'd like to see footage of it if you got some. If you got footage?
Well, no, I have the memory of it, Harold, and I can just tell a story about it. That's just as good.
Oh, yeah, that's great. But first, let me go to the next segment. I have footage of that.
Blood on the saddle, blood on the ground, blood on the treetops, halfway to town. I admit I was careless, but I've taken a pledge. Never again will I kill a mosquito with a 16-pound sledge. This week on Handyman Corner, I'm going to take you outside and show you something you can do with something that everybody has at least one of in their backyard. An old junk car. You know, maybe you found the car, or it come with the house, or you just got up one morning and there it was, dropped out of a plane or something. You can tell a lot about people, about what that kind of car and they have. And maybe they just hang out to it for sentimental value, or maybe it has no wheels, but we want to show you something that you can do with these things with a little bit of innovation. Maybe you can make a play for it for the kids, or in our case today, a fabulous, fabulous garden center. Let me show you here. Now, this is the garden shed. And in here, I keep all my gardening tools and my weed whacker, my weed whipper, my weed whip whacker, whack whipper, and the whip and whack, and the weed and the weedier, and the weedies. They're all in here, and that little fella shouldn't be in there. Now, in this area in the car, you've always wanted a greenhouse. How about a greenhouse with AM/FM radio, heat control, defrost, side vents, top vents. We don't have a sunroof on this. Maybe you're lucky enough to have a sunroof, and you could even have an air conditioner. You can adjust the air temperature just by rolling up and down the windows, or you want to just blow you want your plants to all grow one way, you just open and just blow, and fabulous, fabulous thing. And let me show you something else we got over here. Way over the other side here. This is an interesting way to grow tomatoes. You hook them right onto the radio aerial, and then as the tomatoes grow up, so does the aerial. And the radio waves will give you a very unusual taste. Kind of well, you can set them for heavy metal or middle-of-the-road tomatoes, whatever it is that you want. Now, for your, maybe you got some tropical plants that require a little more warmth, a little more humidity. Here's your spot right here. And these things will grow. You only have to start her up 2-3 times a day, and these will just flourish in here. And, you know, you think about watering your plants and so forth, and I say, you know, why risk getting another hernia, carrying a watering can or what have you, when you've got the rad hose here. You might have to put an extension on that, you know, put another couple extra feet on that, but you take her right back here. I had the greenhouse locked, and get right in there. You got you got safety, we got security, full security here. Get in here, and then all you gotta do is start up your engine. And there we go, and I can just hose her right down there. Thing with that deal is you want to make sure you got the car rust-proofed. And if you want to make your own weed whacker or whip weeder, weedy whipper, weedy weed. How about this? It's fan out of the heater. Oh, let me show you something else. Now back here, another thing you can do is you just leave the car running and the exhaust gases, because plants work on carbon dioxide. Well, there's carbon dioxide in there, and there's something else called carbon monoxide, which is, I think, exactly the same thing. There's lead, and there's pewter, I believe, and I think there's also oat bran in car exhaust. I'm not sure about that. It usually makes me have to go to the bathroom. Anyway, another thing I wanted to show you. This is a fabulous, fabulous invention. This is a hose reel. I mean, how many times did I run over the hose with the lawnmower before I got this baby, eh? 17. But I've got a better way of making a hose reel out of this garden center, which will save you a few bucks. Let me show you how that works. All right. So, what we're looking at here is a 200 horsepower hose reel. That saves you a heck of a lot of time and a heck of a lot of energy. And all I got to do is start up the car and drop her into reverse. But before I do, I just like to say, until next time, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. We'll be right back with more of the canoe jousting story.
And soon it'll be seared in your memory, too.
It is spring. Young couples return from the woods with stars in their eyes and love in their hearts, and mosquito bites that can't be scratched in public. Well, as I was saying, we got into this canoe jousting thing, and the guys all went down to the dock, and we brought our laundry and our canoes and our paddles and everything. But, you know, we needed some kind of a handicapping system. It didn't seem fair that Stinky Peterson would have to go head-to-head against Moose Thompson when Stinky weighs about the same as Moose's tongue. So to give Stinky a fair advantage there, we let him use the paddle that had old man Sedgwick's laundry on it. I mean, it wasn't even tied on, it just stuck. Then we ran a safety wire from the laundry up to the roof of the boathouse so that if there was a problem at all, it wouldn't fall into the lake and kill the fish. Well, the fight got going there, and I think he was doing pretty well, keeping his balance and everything, but geez, all of a sudden, Moose Thompson bends way over and just bit the bottom right out of Stinky's canoe. You know, which, yeah, that put Stinky into the sandbar and put Moose into the semifinals.
Excuse me, Uncle Red. I just gotta say, there's nobody in television who tells a story like you do.
Well, thank you, Harold.
I think there's a reason for that.
Morning, Glenn.
Hi, Red. How'd you like to go for a ride in the RV?
Oh, where to?
Oh, I don't know. How about the Grand Canyon?
Oh, golly, Glenn, that's got to be 3,000 miles south of here, hasn't it?
I can shut the marina down, Red. I've done it before.
Yeah, but you're going to need a lot of extra food and clothes and maps and so on.
She's all loaded up, Red. I keep Dolores fully loaded for all times.
Wow, Dolores.
Yeah. She's my four-wheel freedom machine here, Red. Yep, without a cruise on this baby, we could get down to the Grand Canyon in 83 hours.
Well, actually, Glenn, I just need some outboard motor oil for the Lodge runabout. That's what I'm here for.
Well, Red, we could be sitting at the Grand Canyon sucking on microwave chili. Can you imagine?
Well, actually, the echo would scare me to death. No, I just need 3 quarts of oil for the 9.5 we got up at the Lodge.
Yeah, sure.
So do you have any oil, Ben?
Why should I help you?
Well, you're the only marina within 100 miles. You're a Lodge member, I'm a Lodge owner. You sold me the motor. Stop me if I make a point here.
All right, okay, sure. Help yourself.
Oh, all right. Where do you keep the oil?
Glenn? I'm thinking, Red. You know, maybe you could microwave me a cup of coffee. I always think better with that.
Why don't I just look in the workshop here?
Oh, I think the coffee would be faster.
All right.
You know, come here. There's some frozen layer cakes in there.
Yeah.
You know, you got tons of layers, just like the Grand Canyon.
Probably the same age. Tougher than iron, not 1 ounce of fat. All sinew and muscle and blacker than black. I guess I burned the steaks again.
Oh, great, Uncle Red. Come on in, grab a seat. Dipped in the old mailbag, grabbed a couple letters. They both have to deal with etiquette.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Okay, well, first one says, Dear Red, what do you serve with red wine and with white wine?
Well, it's a little outside my area of expertise, Harold, but here's what I do. I serve red wine with vinegar-flavored chips, onion rings, those little hickory sticks, and licorice. Whereas white wine, I chill that for almost a full minute. And I serve that with ketchup-flavored chips, cheese balls, peanuts, popcorn, and the pepperoni sticks.
Wow, that would certainly help our viewer plan that wedding reception. Well, we got another letter here, Uncle Red, and it says, Dear Red, recently I dined at a real fancy restaurant where everyone had like 2 or 3 forks, a couple of knives, and more spoons than we have in our whole house. What's the big idea?
Well, this happens a lot, okay? You know, it has to do with the type of restaurant. Now, you might be having a fancy meal at the restaurants. You might be having, let's say, a crab or a steak Alaska or a filet mignon.
Oh, no, that's filet mignon.
Philly? Was it a horse meat?
Oh, no, it's French.
The French eat horse, don't they?
Oh, no. The French word for horse is chapeau.
Oh. Well, anyway, they give you all of these cutlery things because they have a different piece of cutlery for every different course. Because in a fancy restaurant, the waiter's never going to say, save your forks because there's pie. It's too,
Gauche.
What?
It's French. In fancy restaurants, they use like a lot of French. You know, like pie a la mode, au gratin, maitre d'.
Yeah, okay. So like when you're in a French restaurant and you belch, you don't say, excuse me, you say, pardon my French.
Au gratin, monsieur.
You're starting to get on my nerves, Harold.
Well, let's go to the next segment then, by all means.
Where'd all this French stuff come from anyway?
School.
Yeah, I might have known. This is another segment of our Adventures with Bill where we kind of deal with survivalism, surviving survivalists, staying alive, basically. And I think you can see where we're going with this. He's out of water, and we're going to show you how you can find water in nature. I don't mind Bill doing these. I just don't like, you know, having to do them with him. Anyway, out comes his axe. Bill's got his axe together. This is something that you may not be aware of, but if you can chop a branch off a tree, sometimes you can hook right into the sap or the watery stuff that comes out there. No, nothing yet. You know what they say, third time lucky. I don't know quite what kind of a tree that was there. Anyway, another thing you can do is low-lying branches. Give them, and they got water comes flying off those, or even a higher branch. If you can see, they get a big stick now. I don't think Bill realized there was a beehive up there. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh yeah! The good thing was he was keeping the bees off me. And then he made one of these little divining rods or witching rods, or I don't know what you call these things. It's almost like folk art kind of thing. And they say that, I don't know what's happening there exactly, but they say they can find water, you know, by the spirit of the tree or something. So anyway, he says there's water right there. So I grabbed the shovel and, well, I can hardly believe it. I don't really buy into it. But what he done is hit the underground hose there. Thank you, Bill. Well, he meant well, I'm sure, but who cares? Now we're just moving along. He's looking for another spot with water in it. And, you know, when you're walking along with Bill, it seems that strange things happen. No, I don't ask. In fact, I'd rather not know most of the time. And he was moving through, and he was starting to get something. It was starting to twitch, and so was the rod. And, you know, he's looking back and forth, and he said, do what I do. So I tried to as best I could. And all of a sudden, he seemed to be centering in, and of course, guess where the water was? Right under the rock. And he wants me to move the rock for him. Oh yeah, that could happen. So I decided to smash the rod. Well, I couldn't believe it either. Water'd be hard, wouldn't it? This is another technique. This is really to catch rain. You strap a tarpaulin between a few trees, and it wasn't raining this particular day, so Bill just went to get a hose, and he's not real good with the hose, so I decided to kind of take over, and we just pretend that that's just like it's raining in there. He gets his canteen back, and he goes underneath it, and what he does is he waits for the rain to build up in the tarp, which it was, and you know, water is quite heavy, and we didn't notice the knot starting to slip off one corner. So then all he has to do is take a little knife and jam it in the bottom, and it'll then, he got the water. Even managed eventually to get the canteen filled up. It is summer. The days are long. Relatives on vacation come to stay with you. The days get longer. They brought Mom. Infinity.
You see, Uncle Red, it's not that I have anything against hockey, it's just that soccer is a better sport. I just happen to prefer soccer, that's all. You know, more kids are enrolling in soccer school than they are in hockey school. It's true, because it's a better sport. It's a trend, it's a wave, that's all. You know, okay. For instance, in soccer, you don't have to buy those great big hard pads that eventually pinch you, you know, and there's no ice to fall down and crack your skull on. There's no boards to ram your face into. I, for one, prefer that.
Soccer is not a real sport, Harold, okay? For me, for a real sport, you gotta have bloodshed, you gotta have serious physical injury.
Soccer has all that. Up in the stands.
Fights?
Oh, gang wars.
That bad, eh?
Oh, yeah, you know what parents can be like.
Any thoughts coming to you, Glenn, at all?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you left the oil?
No, I was thinking about the Grand Canyon, Red.
Well, I think I'll just poke around and see if I can find it myself.
Man, oh man, Red. Just think of it, the Grand Canyon. We could be sitting on the bottom of that baby looking right up at all that rock and shale and stuff. Every sediment tells a story. Yeah. You could look at all that gray stuff, that rock, and just think that there used to be dinosaurs and prehistoric trees and foliage and stuff. You could reach up and bust that piece of that stuff off. Man, we just hold it in our hand and just look at it and then throw it at each other and hammer into the lake or the river or whatever's at the bottom of the canyon.
Okay, Glenn. Found the oil I was looking for, so thanks a lot. Just put it on my bill, huh?
I know why you can't go, Red. It's your wife, isn't it? She won't let you go. You see, Red, I'm a free man.
Yeah, all right, Glenn.
Oh, yeah. I can do anything I like. I can go anywhere and come as I please. I'll go to the Grand Canyon, Red. You just wait. You just watch me. Oh, by the way, that's the wrong oil.
We'll be back with lots more stuff, and let's not forget the phrase, canoe jousting.
Yeah, let's not forget the phrase, board out of our tree. Let's not forget that either.
blazing in the back of the house. The black smoke smells like a toasted mouse. We do this every year because it helps with the growing. And more importantly, it's a hell of a lot easier than mowing. Hi.
Hi.
I know a lot of you teenagers out there are rebelling, and you don't really know why. Maybe you're torching school buses or knocking over variety stores. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that this is just a natural part of the maturing process. It's just your way of saying, hey, I am not like my parents, I'm me. And if that means taking a flamethrower to the mall, then so be it. The important thing to remember is that if you're going to be rebellious, have some fun with it. You know, they say the teenage years are the best years, and you should remember that and enjoy them, because you're probably going to spend the rest of your life behind bars. So when we got down to the absolute final matchup in canoe jousting competition, it turned out to be Moose Thompson against Buster Hadfield. Now, what Buster lacked in size and speed, he also lacked in strength and cunning. But, you know, he surprised us. Before the fight began, what Buster did was he swung his paddle right around, and he catches Moose right square between the eyes. You know, of course, this gets Moose laughing, you know. And then Buster unties the laundry and loops an old pair of work pants upside down over Moose's head. Well, I mean, how is Moose supposed to fight looking out the fly of a pair of work pants while he's having a major fit of the giggles? So naturally, it ended in a draw. But golly, it was a great day, and you know, after we returned the broken canoes to the scout camp, we all had our picture taken with Moose's forehead lump. And boy, I'll tell you, a good time was had by some. So anyway, if my wife is watching, I'll be coming straight home, and I'm bringing everybody's laundry. I know you understand. Okay, so thank you for watching the show, and on behalf of myself and Harold and the rest of the gang up here at the lodge, keep your stick on the ice.